Welcome to the Xtmatix estimating system demonstration. For this demo, we will estimate the painting of chipboard walls and ceilings as designated in 5 offices. This demonstration will show the flexibility needed to estimate the painting of these surfaces. It is the same flexibility which enables the Xtmatix estimating system to work for most other crafts, just like it was custom built for that specific trade. We will also have a separate demo for building a 6-foot cedar fence. Not that you are a fence builder, but again, this really shows off the flexibility of the Xtmatix estimating system. From this, you will start to understand just how the Xtmatix estimating system will work for you in your business in the way you are accustomed to. Let's begin by clicking the Pricing button to open the Pricing module. We will start with a description of painted chip walls. The estimate unit will be square foot. The first time that Xtmatix is used, the markups will need to be entered. Once entered, these same markups will be available for all projects in the future. They can be adjusted as needed for each project, and even each material of each task within a project. We will use markups that might be used by a commercial painting contractor. This project will require sales tax be charged on the material only. We enter our markups for the material and labor, and any other miscellaneous markup that may be needed for both labor and material can be entered in the miscellaneous markups column. We move from item to item by pressing the tab key. Material prices were taken from HomeDepot.com. The store location used was Houston, Texas. Our first material for painted chip walls will be latex primer. The order unit will be gallon. Enter the cost, and we will consider a 3% waste factor for this material. Latex primer will cover 300 square feet per gallon, so we will enter 300 for the coverage. A man can roll on 2 gallons of primer per man hour, so the production rate will be 600 square foot per man hour. Next, enter the labor rate. This is the amount that you pay the employee. This number will be marked up by the labor and miscellaneous markups above. After all criteria for this material is entered, click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. Our next material will be latex eggshell. This order unit will be gallon. This time, gallon can be clicked from a list if desired. Xtmatix remembers this and many other terms for multiple use. Enter the price. This material will have a 3% waste factor and a coverage factor of 300 square feet per gallon. For this material, this coat, we will use 450 square foot per man hour. Enter the labor rate, then click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. Our final material for painted chip walls will be another coat of latex eggshell. This time we can click latex eggshell from the material list, and all of the associated information filled in before will be entered for us. We can change any of the criteria that we wish. For this, we will change our production rate to 300 square foot per man hour, and then click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. After all of the materials for this task have been entered, click New Task to prepare the Xtmatix estimating system to build another task. For this next task, we will use the description painted chip ceilings. The estimate unit will be square foot. All of our markups will remain the same. We can change them if desired, but for this project they will remain the same. For our first material, we will click Latex Primer from our material list. All of the information entered before will be entered for us. Let's change just the production rate from 600 square foot per man hour to to 450 square foot per man hour for this material being used on a ceiling instead of walls. Click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. The next material will be flat latex. The order unit will be gallon, so we can click this from the list. Enter the cost and use the 3% waste factor. This material will cover 300 square foot per gallon. And we will figure 300 square foot per man hour for this coat of paint on a ceiling. Enter the labor rate. Click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. One final material will complete this task. The final coat will again be flat latex. Click this from the materials list. None of the criteria needs to be changed, so click Add Criteria to add this criteria to the task. Once all criteria for all tasks has been entered, click the Pricing button to close this module. We are now ready to estimate a project. The above 5-room project mentioned will be one large room, 25 foot by 25 foot, with painted gyp walls and a painted gyp ceiling at a ceiling height of 9 foot. The remaining 4 rooms will be 12 foot by 15 foot and will consist of painted gyp walls only to a height of 8 foot.